Hi, I'm Dana.
And I'm Kristen.
Welcome to our podcast,
Mismatch.
We are two moms from completely different walks of life
who discovered friendship where least expected.
This is our space to share, connect, and try to survive this crazy thing we call life. Whatever you are doing,
or wherever you are headed, take Mismatched along for the ride. Happy Wednesday.
Hello. How's everyone doing?
We've made it halfway through the week.
Hump day.
Hump day.
I have to move.
I don't even frankly know what day of the week it is. I was telling someone, we were talking about cherries this morning, and I'm like, yeah, I need them for Sunday. They're like, oh my gosh, you should have already pulled them out. I'm like, really? They thought it was Friday.
Nobody knows. I feel like it's just the time of year that nobody knows what it is. I am trying to get all reorganized here because I moved everything off of this the other day, you guys. I don't know if you can see. We got a new tablecloth. I surprised Kristen when she got back from the fair.
She said, I have a surprise for you.
And the little things.
Like, who gets excited about a black tablecloth? But I feel like this is more our style.
I do too. Like, it was this bright pink tablecloth that I had. When my friend went out of business from LuLaRoe, like, years ago, she gave me all these pink tablecloths. And so that's what we use.
Black is classic.
Black is way better. It's a little cleaner, too.
It actually does look clean. And we were propping it up. We lost our Wheat Thins box. We were going to have a candle propping up our Rode.
You can't see it on here.
Rodecaster Pro.
So that's, yes. So we got a new tablecloth. Big news on the podcast front. New tablecloth.
New tablecloth.
So
nothing else new.
I have so much actually to talk about this week.
Okay,
like, we got here and I was like, what are we talking about? I have nothing to even talk about. And then I just started spewing ideas.
Well, you picked me up this morning. I'm like, where are you? And she's like, I'm coming to the market to pick you up. So
I was at her house already because I had picked up Olivia and Jack at volleyball and cross country, respectively, and then brought them back to the house. And I got to go see.
I was on my way.
Well, it was perfect because I got to go see the market lambs are there. So
the market lambs have moved.
I got a new little tour of the new barn.
They left the other barn. They've relocated. We're like T-minus 3 weeks till the Geauga County Fair.
Yes, so we got to go see them. It's been a busy day already before it's 11 a.m. But already before because I had a doctor's appointment. I get migraines and I went to the doctor.
Are you going to talk about this?
I'm going to talk about it. I wasn't going to. It's not even on my list. But I'm going to talk about it.
Keep moving because we have so many.
We have a lot to talk about. But I get migraines, guys, and I am very excited because my neurologist today told me that she really wants me to look into Botox, which, let's be very honest, I would like to look into it anyways. But I then she wanted me to call the insurance company. We just found out that our insurance is going to cover 80% of Botox for my migraines. Now, here's the thing. I would forego the Botox if it meant that I did not have to have these terrible migraines that I get. But I'm not going to lie. I'm very excited about it.
That is very exciting. But even more exciting is what you found out about the orthodontist.
Well, so this is crazy. So Olivia is going to get braces. That actually is on my list to talk about.
This is a huge win.
This is a huge win. So we got a call yesterday. She's supposed to go tomorrow and get these brackets put on her teeth because then next week she's getting an expander, which she is not happy about. So we have been going to this orthodontist for 2 years while they've been watching and seeing if she's ready and this, that, and the other. And so they called yesterday. They're like, okay, before we start the process, this is the price. You ready for this? $6,600. $6,600. Listen, I wear braces. I know this is what they cost. Yeah. Plus, she has to get the expander, the retainers, all the stuff.
It is a long process.
It is a long process. I am not by any means surprised by this amount. Mm-hmm. However, the lady at the orthodontist office was like, I'm going to contact your insurance and see if they'll cover any. Well, I never heard back from her yesterday, so I was like, while I'm on with the insurance company, can you guys check for pediatric orthodontia? So they check it all. They're like, actually, if it's for medical purpose, we cover 100% as long as it's in network. If it's out of network, we cover 25%. So I'm like, okay, so how do I find out if it's in network? She gives me the website, blah, blah, blah. I go check. Of course, our orthodontist is not in network. So now I am faced with this decision my kid is comfortable here, and we're ready to go. But $6,000 is a lot of money
that you could save, but maybe they'll work it out.
Well, so I have a call into them right now to kind of see what our options are because we do. This is a local guy. He's a West G dad. We really do want to stay with him.
Sam's orthodontist.
Yes, we've heard wonderful things from them. So we really do want to stay. However, $6,000 is $6,000.
That's a big savings.
So we're doing a little research today, but that's what's going on now that you all know my finances.
But keep us posted on the Botox.
I will let you know. It's very exciting.
Headaches disappearing.
I
your
will be
and your fine lines.
I mean, listen, it's like an added bonus at that point.
I think it's fantastic.
I think Botox is fantastic.
I've had Botox. I'm not afraid to share.
No, and I think that if you're like, if it makes you comfortable and makes you happy, like, who cares? I do think there's some people that kind of go a little overboard with with like the lips and the cheeks and the this and the that. But like overall, I think if it's something that makes you happy and you're doing it for yourself and not for someone else, I don't see anything wrong with it.
I was getting a really fine line, and I get barn Botox, which is slightly different than what you're gonna get. But I have
just so everyone knows, I'm gonna have mine done in a medical facility, like where you're supposed to, not in a barn.
I mean, this shouldn't surprise anyone, but I have a good friend who also raises sheep, and I always love this because sometimes I feel like people are like, oh, livestock farmers, you're not very educated, but she's an OBGYN, and this is something interesting. Do you know when you go to your dentist, 9 times out of 10, they can do Botox now, or your OBGYN? She's like, it makes the visit more exciting. She's like, nobody wants to come to their annual visit, but if I can provide them with something exciting like Botox.
I think it's great.
There's also these other things they do. Threading. They do threading there, like where they put little threads and lifts and all
Which
these things.
was interesting when you said that, because the only threading I had ever been familiar with was eyebrow threading.
Right. Maybe it's not called threading, but I think it is. They put little threads places.
Which, I mean, makes sense. It would, like, tighten, pull. Lifts. Yeah.
So she does barn Botox.
I'm going to be 40. I'm ready for this. I'm a youngin', but I'm going to be 40. So it's time.
Fun.
Yeah.
Don't overdo it.
No, I really, and like I said, I am actually not at all doing it for, I mean, that is an added benefit, but the migraines are really, really bad. So
I actually upgraded. It was barn the first time, and I got in a camper this time.
Yes, yeah, you're really, it's a glamper.
It was a very nice livestock trailer camper. So so that's exciting.
Well, if you see her start to twitch, you know why.
Okay, eyebrows don't move very much. Or like, what's going on with Kristen? But don't tell Parker, because Parker doesn't.
Why are you even saying this?
Because I don't want someone to be like, oh, I heard your mom got Botox.
I know.
He doesn't listen. But
well, anyways, all right. What else is going on in our lives?
Let's see on our list. So this is an interesting one. We have done so much driving because of the state fair. State fair is finished. Are you guys tired of hearing about our state fair? Praise Jesus!
Everyone is done.
Record-breaking steer sold for $225,000.
We are in the wrong business.
We were there. It was so exciting. The exhibitor gets a portion of that money, and the rest goes to benefit hundreds of other kids in the youth Livestock Reserve Fund for winning showmanships and skillathons and things like that. But the fair is done. We're not going to talk about it anymore till next year, Ohio State Fair.
So she says.
But you spend a lot of money on fuel. So now, when I go to get gas, I say, oh, I'm going to go get fuel.
So this came up last week when we were leaving here, actually. We were getting in the cars. We had driven here separately, and I said...
desperately needed fuel.
She said, I have to go get fuel. And I said, never in my life have I said, I've got to go put fuel in my car. I've said, I have to go get gas. And so this is like one of those things that our lives are very different. And because you get fuel depending on which kind.
I get diesel or I get gasoline. So, and you would never want to mix those up, just to let you know. I actually had an experience with that. It was terrible. I got bad diesel in a truck, and it had water in it, and like my truck stopped, and I was hauling livestock, and it was a bad situation. I had to stop at a little, that's another story, but you would never want to mix it up. And Mr. Patterson has actually put gas in a diesel.
I feel like you shouldn't have just said
vehicle. I mean, I didn't know him then, but he apparently did it.
Like he owned his mistake now.
Oh, he owns all of his mistakes. Yeah. And that's one thing that's good about him. But yeah, so you get gas, I get fuel, because fuel means something different. It's just
different things that mean to, once again.
But lots of normal non-farm people have diesel.
Oh, totally. Like if you, a lot of trucks have it.
I want to hear you say I'm going to go get fuel next time.
Well, actually, my fuel light went on the way here.
Oh, nice. See, it's called a fuel light.
I would call it a gas light. Yeah. I'm just saying it because.
So,
yeah. Okay.
So you love to read. I don't love to read. It's another thing. I wish I had time to read.
So I told Kristen I want to start, like we have our Fast Five segment and we, talk about a lot of the same kind of things, but I want to start I don't want to start a book club, but I just want to start talking about some of the books I read.
Share with us some of
I want to share with you. So so this is interesting. I read a book last week because your stepson, Jack, told me about this book, which I thought it was inappropriate for children. I'm just going to put it out there. It wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad, but it was a great book. I strongly recommend it. It's not that dirty though. Like some of the romance novels I've read have been very graphic. this is not that bad. The storyline was great, but I strongly recommend. It's by Colleen.
Middle schoolers don't need to be reading
they shouldn't be reading it. No, totally not. So, but I wanted to read it. So it's It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Strongly recommend it. And now I am currently reading this week The Last Thing He Told Me. And I'm only halfway through, but it was a slow starter, and now
sad.
Well, no, so it is about this woman whose husband it's like an Enron scam. Like his business went overnight. They were very wealthy, and overnight the business went under, and they found out that they were like, cheating and like that kind of thing. And he disappeared. Like he bounced. He is not taking. So I'm halfway through, and like all this stuff is happening, and she's trying to find him, and she's trying to find out about his past, and it's like putting this crazy puzzle together with his stepdaughter, because the last thing he told her was to protect her, meaning the stepdaughter. So she's trying to figure out like what this means. It is so good. Strongly recommend. Book of the week.
Can I get this on tape? Maybe I can listen to an Audible.
You were in the car so much. You really should.
Well, so I just pulled one up. It's called Not My First Rodeo. Of course, you're going to laugh. It's from
Really? That's what you chose to read?
Well, no, it's not even about that. My father-in-law told me about it. It's Christy, the South Dakota governor. It's her book. So it's a kind of a
read my book.
Political
book. Of course.
And so my father-in-law's like, "Do you read?"
Did you tell him no?
So much.
I love to read, but I love to read. I love to read nonfiction because you know what? Sometimes it is such a wonderful escape to get out of the stresses of your life and just like it's like watching a good show.
Yeah. So I told him I was going to listen to it. He's like, I feel like you would really like to listen to this. He reminds me a lot
think
of you.
that for someone that is in the car as much as you are, I think Audible is awesome for you. And I also, if anyone has seen Where the Crawdads Sing movie, I am dying to go see it because I loved the book so much.
Right. You were saying you're prepared to be a little disappointed.
Did I already talk about this? I think I did already talk about it. Yes. I've heard now though that the movie is so good and it coincides with the book very, very well.
Then I'll just see the movie. I don't need to read.
You don't need to read.
Right. I don't go to movie theaters often either, so
whatever. You know what I did this weekend? Speaking of going places, I tried to go back to school shopping with my kids. It was tax-free weekend in Ohio. Hey guys, pay the tax. It was awful.
It's only an item 75 or under.
Yeah.
And do you know that some things, like a lot of clothes, are not under 75?
No, not when your kids get to our kids' ages, when Olivia wants $120 shoes.
So expensive. We did a little bit too. Friday night we
drove out to Aurora Farms.
Okay, I've never been there.
Okay, so it's about 35 minutes from my house. We decided we would drive Sunday afternoon, drive all the way out there. Because we heard that the Nike store and the Under Armour store were having a really good sale. Plus, it was tax-free, so okay, whatever.
1 million people were there, probably.
Wait, you couldn't even get in the stores. There were lines 3 rows deep to get into. And meanwhile, it was 95 degrees out. We got back in the car and drove home. We drove home. School shopping.
We still have to do some back-to-school shopping.
Well, and I've gotten to the point, we went again yesterday to try to do some. And other than getting some new shoes, my kids are not finding anything that they like. And at this point, I'm like, forget it. They don't really need long sleeves and long pants till October. They can just wear what they have. If they want like one new shirt or something to wear the first day of school, I'm cool with that.
They really need winter clothes.
But they don't need anything for summer. So I'm like, forget it. I gave up yesterday. I truly just gave up. I'm so over back to school shopping. I found out my elementary boys do not need school supplies this year.
Oh, wow.
PTO is 100% covering them, which is awesome.
Amazing.
Like Stan wanted a new pack of pencils. I'm like, yeah, you could get those. I don't care. Now, Olivia, I had no idea, had a huge back to school list. Have you checked Jack's?
Oh, no, apparently we need to look.
You need to look. I didn't know because Lisa told me to go check.
We're just finishing the fair.
I know, you're like just getting back to it.
But the kids, Campbell and Parker start school Monday.
Yeah, that's crazy. Our kids.
So we have to get on.
Our district starts a week later. But yeah, check Jack because it's online and it was a huge list.
And I love getting the supplies.
I don't mind it at all. I'm actually sad that the elementary boys don't need it because that's something that they even enjoy. And it kind of gets them excited to go back to school, I feel like. So they got new backpacks and stuff like that. But
new things sometimes do make going back to school a little more fun. So as of Sunday, this coming Sunday, we're going to have 4 teenagers in the house. Because
Parker will be 13. So all 13 to 17.
13 to 17. Yeah. And Parker got a phone.
Finally.
He gets it a little early.
Dear Lord, finally. This poor child.
Yeah, he got a phone, so
They
that's
held
very
out.
exciting. My phone has been ringing.
What
off
else
the
is this weekend?
I don't know what else is
Is something
calling me,
wrong?
but like someone from Chagrin Falls called. But that's probably a telemarketer.
Yeah.
I think the poultry hatchery just called me.
Do you want to talk about what else is this weekend that you're so excited about?
What's this? Oh, Camp Fest. I love it.
So, guys, every
It's my
year.
favorite activity of the year.
So every year we, I don't camp, just so you guys know. I don't like tent camp.
I love to camp.
But about 4 or 5 years ago, you guys got me into tent.
This was something they did.
They did prior, before you.
And I love camping.
And when we became friends, like I started coming. But this family,
I got you the invite.
you scored me an invite. I love it. So we go on
I didn't have any
Kristen's
friends,
husband's family's property. And she knew no one else. My father-in-law once did say that to you. Like, do you not know anyone else in Chesterland that you are friends with Dana? That's what he said.
I actually don't have time for new friends.
Thanks. That was really
nice. I can barely
nice.
maintain the ones I currently have.
So we go camping on the property, and it is great because the kids can kind of just like run around and have a blast, and it's close enough to home that if I need to like run home and
Poop. So you're gonna say that's the reality.
I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. If I need to run home, I can. It's 5 minutes from the house, but it's a great time. My family loves it. All of our friends have so much fun. Kristen hates Camp Fest.
Hate is a strong word.
Strongly
we
dislikes.
Don't really use that word in our house.
Strongly dislikes is what we use in our house.
Dislikes. I don't love it. I have good reasons. Do you want me to tell my reasons?
I think you don't like to have fun.
No, I like to have fun. I feel like it's a lot of pressure on me to maintain that all the children are safe and like taken care of.
I would say sometimes as one of the parents
food
that
is,
are
like prepared and everything's out and then things are cleaned up and it's just not a lot of fun for me, frankly. And I'm always coming off a state fair, so I'm always exhausted and we're always going back to school. And so it's just a lot. We always have an event that weekend too. And so it's just a lot going on. I don't dislike it that much. It was more fun last year because I said, to heck with the kids. I don't care if your kids get hurt. I'm not watching them.
And you had a better time. So
Bring
don't worry about other people's stuff.
Bring your own Neosporin.
That's right. Don't worry about other people's kids. Go do your thing and have a good time.
But you had some more responsibility last year because
So I dislike this part of it.
You did not have as much fun.
So Bill is a big fan of pleasing people, I would say, his children especially, and he wanted his kids to be able to invite multiple children last year.
Let's invite 15 kids.
And the problem with this is that the girls end up falling on me because these are all of Olivia's best friends as well. And I know the parents, so I'm usually the one that is reaching out to the parents and taking the responsibility. So I do agree.
I'm going to take a lot of flack for this conversation this weekend.
Podcast comes out. No, I would agree with you on all of this. It is if the parents are there, it's fine. It's when the parents are not there. And so this year we have...
Sometimes when the parents are there, they're not able to watch their children.
That is also true.
We're in a different phase in life where our children are watching.
They're watching us now. It was very different when, hey, we could sit around the campfire and have drinks and not worry about what the kids saw or did.
I'm not anti-fun.
No, I know. I'm totally messing with you. I think that the kids are more observant of what we do now.
For sure.
And
we need to be setting examples.
So I'll give you that. Fine. You're not anti-fun. You're just anti the same level of fun as me.
I'm responsible.
That's stupid.
I'm looking out to make sure that our children have good examples.
I feel like it's a lost cause
now
on my kids.
Now we're going to sit around the campfire and talk about how I don't like Camp Fest all weekend.
I'll cover for you. What else is new?
So I don't know. I'm looking on here. So this is our fun new little segment we started with words that mean one thing to me and they mean another thing for Dana. Mm-hmm. So one this week that I'd like to talk about is when I use the word header, what does that mean to you?
Well, for me, it's like if I'm working a document and it's like the header. I also think there might be a dirty word there, but I'm not sure because I don't know.
My word isn't dirty. My word could be dirty.
No, I feel like header could be dirty, but in my head, it's like the margins on a page.
Really? I was convinced the first thing to come out of your mouth would be a volleyball header.
No, that's true.
Soccer, sports.
Yeah, no.
So the word header, and the reason I said it could be dirty,
but clearly it has multiple.
It does. Is that there's things called combines they use to harvest, and then they have different headers, which are the pieces on the front of the combine that either uses to rotate and cut the soybeans, or more like the pointy triangle forks that harvest the corn.
So
it's called a header.
While I've never heard it used in that way, I could totally see that making sense.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
Thing. I thought that might be a good
word of the
one
week.
For this week.
Word of the week
is header.
All right. What else we can save?
But the combine heads do
other
get
stuff.
dirty. That's why I said that it could be dirty.
We can save this other stuff. We're almost out of time. We really had a lot that we had to go through today. I have a quick fast 5 for you, though.
Okay.
Since we're so excited for camping this weekend, tell me 5 items that you should never go camping without.
A sleeping bag. A cast iron skillet. I don't think you should ever go camping without bug spray.
Agreed.
Firewood. And I don't always take your toothbrush camping, because even if you're like,
oh yeah, do it with bottled water. We do it with bottled water. Yeah, totally.
So those are my fast 5 for today.
So air mattress is not on there?
I don't sleep on an air mattress. I do not.
I totally sleep on an air mattress.
I do not. I don't think that's one of my top 5.
That's
We're out of time,
my number
friends.
1. All right, guys, have a great one.
We're mismatched.